So I guess we'll start with the LTM1200. The first thing that you want to do is completely strip it down of every part on the model to pretty much as far as you can get it to come apart. They put it together, every piece went together somehow. You just got to figure out how it went together and take it off. This is a Conrad model, so these are pretty easy to take apart. Some of it is usually riveted or just friction pins, but I'll start by taking off the hook. You can cut the line if you want, but I try not to cut it, because each time you cut it, you shorten the length of the string, and when you go to tie it back, it gets shorter, and then if you take that hook off to replace it with another one and you cut the line, the string just keeps getting shorter and shorter as time goes on. So I just try to untie it each time. Just wind up the string. I'm trying to get most of this in on camera as I can. And these videos will probably be pretty long, so I apologize for that, but we'll start with taking the boom sections out. Just pull the sections out until it clips and push the locking pin in and slide it out, and make sure you watch that clip, otherwise it'll spring out and you'll lose the pin or the spring forever. And now it's a lot lighter. And I would suggest getting a container or a Ziploc bag or something to put the small parts in, or the pins. Right now I have a container that specifically for the 1200. So also, you would also want to separate the plastic from the metal parts, because when you go to strip all the paint off, you do not want to put the plastic in the paint stripper, because the stripper will melt the plastic. And I'll get into that when I go to start stripping the paint. This cable, I'm not sure what you call it, but the little piece that goes right here, just pull it apart and it comes out. And these are being stubborn. These aren't the jib clips that go to this model. These came from the link belt ATC 3200. So when I bought this off eBay from a guy, and he didn't have the clips for it because he never used the jib, and he lost the clips for it. And I think he sent me these, or I took them off mine. I can't remember. But anyway, they're not the ones that go to this model, but they do work for the most part. I'll show you how to take a couple of plastic pieces off. This is where these come in handy, or these small plastic pieces. You got to be very gentle and just kind of grab a hold of the piece and then pry it out really gently, really gently. And they should just pop right out. Also, the warning beacons on top, they just pull out. And the handrails just clip on. You just pull them out. Also, another tool that you might need is a nail punch, a really small one, to punch out pins. And as you see, I use a flathead to pry that up. And another important tip is don't rush it. Take your time. If you try to rush it, it'll look like crap. Trust me from past experience. I'll show you a difference real quick. Here's one that I rushed on. This is my Grove GMK 7550. You probably can't really see it. But on this one I did not strip the paint off to begin with. I just painted over it and it just looks like crap. Don't know if you can really see it, but all the dimples and bubbles or whatever on that panel, the paint just thickens up and it covers the small details like the lines in the casting and stuff. Right there you can see the paint, how it's just all deformed and everything. It's not completely flat and smooth. Up here you can see the yellow. I do have to repaint this at some point. Got paint on the windows. It just looks like crap. And the boom sections, they're really hard to slide out because the paint's so thick. And now I'll show you another one that I've done. This one I rushed too, but at first I did. And then I went back and stripped the paint completely off and redid it the right way. You can see the paint's really smooth and it's not thick. It's just dirty right now. I gotta dust it. But I gotta repaint these ballast sections You can see the paint bubbled up or whatever. I'm not sure why it did that. That are the only spots that did that. It didn't do it on anything else for some reason. Here's another repaint that I've done. My liebherr 630 ECH. My liebherr LG 1550. You can see the paint's really nice. It's not thick. This repaint I spent like 2 or 3 months on. This really isn't a repaint. I just painted the ring and the counterweight arms because I didn't like it all red, and I just painted over it. It's just a flat black, so it doesn't really matter. Can't really tell. This one's all dirty too. And I'll show you one more. I repainted the telescopic sections on the 11200. They were all yellow. But those I took my time and painted it the right way. Alright. Where's the... Oh. So I don't know where the screw was for the crane. But unscrew that. The crane will come off. Now you just got the carrier. Jeez, these are long. I guess I'll have this in three or four separate videos or sections. This will be one to tear down, and then I'll do the stripping the paint section, and then painting, and then probably a finish coat and decals. We'll see how it goes. Next, take the outriggers out. And they're plastic. This should take the top section pieces off, like the cab and deck area. It's a hitch on the back of the crane. Take that off. Here's your cab. That can come down some more into more parts. Make sure you find every screw and pin. And like I said, everything went together somehow. You just got to figure out how it went together. Some parts you won't have to paint, like this walkway or vent cover, whatever. So you just pry that apart. This is plastic, this pump. All that's metal. It's metal. Now these cabs, the plastic insert usually is just pushed in there. Like that. It's just usually push fitted and just wedged in there. Some of them might have a little clip on the front or on the back, but one of the more delicate parts of a repaint are taking the windows off or the glass. Sometimes they're glued in there, or sometimes they're just pressed in there or wedged. So you gotta be careful how you get these out, otherwise it'll crack. Pretty much just wedged in there. And now this is completely broke down. It's all metal. And for these cab inserts, some people just leave them alone. Some try and paint it and make it more detailed. I'll probably paint some parts like the switches and stuff. But for now, it's pretty basic. Now this should come off somehow, this bumper. It's got plastic lenses behind it, so got to get them out somehow. Your exhaust should come, it's just pinned in there. Just pull it out. Just two little pins. That's metal. Another plastic piece are these wheel chocks. These gotta come off. Just pinned on.